Friday. It is Marvel Contest of Champions news time. I had to do it like that because otherwise it's... Jesus Christ, that's loud. Just before getting into the news, I want to just address like a question that people have been asking me, like, will I be covering the legacy situation? And the answer is no. Marvel Contest of Champions news is meant to be an informative and helpful platform to help out players and let players know what is going on within a community, in bugs and so many different things, new stuff coming into the game and like helpful things. But it's not focused on drama. At the end of the day, whatever decisions have been made by Legacy or by the Alliance or whatever, but the main thing is that the news is to focus on things that are helpful to the community and not focus on things that maybe are considered to be drama. There will be drama from time to time, but it's not the core focus of Marvel Contest of Champions news. And now that I've got that out of the way, let's get into the news. So as we know, we have got Vanquishing blows at the moment as an extra added kind of thing to get Infinity Dust, and it's been met with a little bit of criticism and a little bit of jubilation. There are going to be some days where it's going to be a little bit bad for you, like for example like a couple days ago or yesterday when we had the cosmic based event of kind of finishing with an SP2. That did seem to be a little bit frustrating, especially because the time grind seemed to be a lot more than normal. Now granted, you can go and do some things with Road to Labyrinth, and in particular today with regards to the heavy attack is probably one of the most easiest things to get done. People have criticized the way that it's class specific, so like for example today it's science and you've got to then do a heavy. I myself have absolutely blasted through it and completed it probably within about 30 minutes. If you go to Road to Labyrinth, you use one energy at a tile and then you just get a really strong 4-star or 5-star science and you're just doing your heavy attack and you kill them instantly. That seemed to be a good way that I did it, but a lot of other players may feel that it's not as good. If you're very low rated and you just started off the game, then obviously you're going to have to use a 3-star, but the advantage is that it's very transparent with regards to you taking home the points. It doesn't matter if you've got a 3-star, a 4-star, a 5-star, a 2-star, a 6-star, you know, you are able to get those 4,000 points. But obviously you've got to end on a heavy. And for me, like, I don't have a really strong science, so at 5-star or even at 6-star, so it's all about using 4-stars for it. And let's hope a lot of you have 4-stars. Now, obviously, to respond to a lot of the criticism, I will ask you guys, what do you think? And that's the main thing. But the main thing is, I'd get people's criticism on the fact that it's, you know, very long-winded for things. Like if you've got to end on an SP3 or an SP2, that does increase the grind time on this. You need to find then champions that build power a lot more quickly. So like Hyperion is good for like building for SP2, obviously because it was cosmic, it was a good fit. However, that may not be the case for every single class. You will have to make sure you look for decent champions that build power quickly, maybe even do like a power gain team. So that could be an option when it comes to these special related ones and you want to kind of like finish off the enemy. So yeah, there are positives, but also there are negatives to it. Positives, as I said, being like today where it's a class and then it's a heavy attack, and heavy attacks are so easy to do with Road to Labyrinth. But when it comes to other classes and other stipulations like ending on a SP2, it can be a little bit frustrating because then you have to make sure you don't kill off the enemy too quickly, and especially you know, with being very class specific, it is very restricting for players. Either way, what are your thoughts? Like I said, put them in the comment section below or go to this forum post thread and have your say on the matter. Next up is this post here. Now obviously we saw a message in the inbox that said, hey, you know, we got you know, dungeons have been sorted out, you know, time grind's down. And you may be thinking, oh, that's another one, oh, this is going to be really great. No, this is actually a message that kind of highlighted the points on the forum. So to give you an idea, maybe not everybody watches Marvel Contest of Champions news because we have covered this. They don't go on the forum, they don't go on Reddit, or they don't go on any other channels of source. So therefore, how would they know that things have been changed with regards to dungeons? And the answer is, they got a message. So that's not saying we're getting twice as much dungeon stuff being kind of tweaked. It's just highlighting the point from, I think it was like the 4th of May. So it's like over about 14 days worth of old news, but it is applicable to those that don't follow me, anybody else, as well as any other channels for information about the game. Next up, and shouting out someone that I've got this kind of like fake beef with at the moment, and obviously that is for the dad's joke challenge next week, so sequel to that. But yeah, I've got to shout out Dave. Like, I would be remiss if I didn't shout him out for these two videos, the part 1 and part 2 of taking down uncollected Thanos. I think that they're amazing, they're well put together, and really need a lot more support from people. So if you're really stuck with how to take down uncollected Thanos, and to give you an idea for myself, because I've done beginner, normal, heroic, master, and uncollected, you know, I found this a little bit easier than guillotine last month. I actually spent a lot less on units as well as revives and potions than I did last month, which I didn't think I would have to say. And at the same time, the energy spent has been so on point. I'm finding it hard to put anything particularly critical once you know how to fight Thanos and you complete it. But you know, this video is cracking. You should give it a lot of support, a lot of love. So if you're stuck with how to take down Thanos, make sure you get over to the DDD's video and give it a watch and learn some stuff and be a ninja. Next up, and kind of like just highlighting a point of my frustrations with this, as I don't think it's all about players that should be the ones reporting and something else should be done. We've got a problem with the global chat. Okay, so from time to time, you'll know this if you go to global chat, and I do have that on from time to time, actually a lot of the time, you'll notice that there's things like notice, and it's like free units at X site or this site or that site, and it's a con. That there's nothing, you shouldn't really get involved with any of that. So if you have done and you've kind of like gone, why have I done this, then just don't get associated with those things. But the main thing and the main nuisance for players is seeing this constantly. It really does then make you kind of go, right, well, we've got to go to somewhere else to do things like alliance recruitment drives. So that's annoying, because it should be a case we try to keep it onto the game, rather than there's going to be some people that can or won't be able to go to like Facebook. I know the Facebook group, the community group is great on that for recruiting, or any other kind of social media. But the main thing is something needs to be done, and I don't think that we can go as far to say that, right, the players are going to report users every single time. There's got to be certain things captioned within there. For example, you shouldn't be able to put websites. If you don't put websites in, then that's going to be a good thing. Whether or not we kind of like take away the words free and units, and that have that censored, that could be something. Even like I think there's been like a change in the wording, so it's like someone said Marvel cases at one point, so I guess that's going to be something that's going to have to be kind of changed. But if you just take out the website side of things, or anything that kind of looks remotely similar to like a HTTPS or anything like that with regards to an address, then that is going to be helpful. Yeah, so like I don't know why we as players have to constantly report, because it's like, it's just there. I think a lot of people are just going to like turn off global chat because it's global chat shit. It's just really bad. But Kabam have said like just report users, and like again, players can do that, but I just don't think that is the correct way going forward. There needs to be more kind of stronger censorship of what they're actually saying, and it to be noticed. But anyway, if you've had enough of this kind of global chat rubbish, the global chat shit, then voice off in the comment section below. I would say this forum post, but they've closed it, which is really annoying. Next up, let's talk Deadpool. And a lot of people have said like, hey, Deadpool 2 has been released. Why is there no event or any kind of special for that? And there is a very logical answer to this. And obviously I'll have to kind of go into great detail. So people are kind of going, hey, you know, we want to see this, we want to see an arena. It would be nice to see the Deadpool arena return. And I myself will probably grind out heavily if there's, for the 4-star version, probably not for the 5-star version. I really can't justify, I think, the time that it would probably take, and as well the do-re-mi, you know, can't do that. But in any case, like people going like, what's the deal with Deadpool? Where's this? And the answer is, it's next month. And people will go, hey, why is it next month? Why is it not now? And the answer is unfortunate preparation. So Kabam, you know, like a good business would, they would prepare a lot of time in advance with regards to what's been released in the cinema and like what's been out. Yes, okay, people will talk about, Richard, the rights this, the rights not coming back. Yeah, I know, I understand. But it doesn't mean that they can't do a Deadpool event, which they are doing, but they're doing in June because it coincides with what was meant to be scheduled as a release for Deadpool. Yes, Deadpool 2 was meant to be released in June 2018. Some of my past videos I have been talking about potential champions that were going to fall into June 2018 because it was June 2018 release with regards to this film, and then the next month, July, for Ant-Man and Wasp. But yeah, that's the whole kind of thing of why we're actually seeing an event next month and not this month. It makes sense from Deadpool 2's perspective because there's like, you know, they're riding on the back of Infinity War. So that's the thing. Like, if they did it in like June, then I don't think they would piggyback too much on the kind of the press and the kind of the hype for Marvel. So what they've done is they've kind of bumped it, and then they've, you know, overly promoted it. So that's why you're seeing like Josh Brolin out and about, kind of talking about Thanos, and at the same time talking about Cable, and it's getting this thing like it's hype on the hype train. So we've got the hype train going, and Deadpool 2 have kind of like added an extra engine to that, so they're kind of then going at full force. Anyway, whatever, I've kind of gone from a tangent, but that's the reason that you're not seeing an event just yet. And on to our final story, and this is all about arena streaks, because a lot of people are seeing death squads they're going up against, which is pretty disappointing if you've got like a huge infinity streak. I myself did, I think, something like 400 streak, and I didn't encounter any problems, but I'm testing out some infinity streak kind of guides and information, which is a little bit different to say stuff that's out there. And I mean, it's like how I kind of describe my infinity streak is, I call it the bullshit sandwich. And the reason it is because it is just that it has no logical force of nature. It's just rubbish. And I'm trying to put together a video for it, but how I work it is like I just get up to the ×3, and then I just like go all my 5 stars. I just do every single 5-star up until the point I reach a hard team, and then I'm able to do the first hard team, and then I drop back to 4 stars at 550, and then go back up to 5 stars at my highest. And then it's a case that it's really weird. It kind of like shakes up the streak, and as a result, it then kind of goes back to being like easy and mediums. Yeah, I'll do a full video on it to kind of explain it and put it into a better, more articulated way, and have it kind of like up as a thing, as text. But yeah, it's annoying to see that people are going up against death squads. Command Mike responds to this post by saying that the infinite streak is ever changing, and you're going to experience more difficult players when you go and battle in arena. So that's obviously a little bit disappointing from a player's perspective, because, you know, we constantly have to change our infinite streak guides. But like I said, I'm going to go and try and get something together for you with regards to featured 4-star, and then see if it then transfers over to the 5-star one, but we'll see on that one. So that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday, the 18th of May 2018. Have a lovely weekend, whatever you're planning to do. And it's the royal wedding. Should I do some kind of royal wedding special crystal opening? I don't know. It's also the FA Cup, so there's a lot of things going on sports-wise, but I want to get a lot of content made at the same time. So yeah, as long as I get out in the sunshine and hopefully it's a lovely day, it's going to be a lovely weekend. Have a great time, whatever you're doing, and as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Oh, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that lovely stuff. Bye-bye.